Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Homelessness Doesn't Have a Face. I just want to say thank you again to everybody who keeps watching, to everyone that's consistent, and with the comments. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. So today, I wanted us to just move a bit from the topic homelessness, and I just want to go into a deep root subject that I want us to explore, and I also want to educate you on, and just for you to have a look out on life and how we have connections with people, and that might help you in your circle of friends, family. So let's get right into it. So I want to talk about family, and I'm just gonna give you sociology 101. Okay, sociology 101. Okay, what is family? Family, we know the unique family, the nuclear family, where it's the mom, the dad, the kids. That's the nuclear family. And then we have single parent household, which can be the mom or it can be the dad. What matters is that it's a single parent household. Then we also have what we call the child-headed household, where it's just the adult child that is taking care of the rest of their siblings. We also have same-sex marriage or same-sex relationship family. And we have what we call the self-defined family. The self-defined family is what you dictate is your family. That can be your friends that you decide to make your family. That can be your colleagues that you decide to make your family. It just fully depends on you, who you identify is your family. So why are we talking about this today? Well, I felt like it's really important that we address things accordingly. We need to understand we are in a society that is very pressed, and I feel like people don't understand their place in people's lives and not understanding where people are coming from. And a lot of time people want to enforce their beliefs on others. People want to enforce on how things should be in the family or in the black community or in the black families, or we black people, we do things this way. No, we need to abolish that. Each and every individual is different. Why? Because we all come from different families. We all come from different setup of families. As I've mentioned, the different types of families that we have, and that's not all the families, but those are the families that I decided that I'm just gonna single out. We are coming from different environments, living in different places, areas, environments, suburbs, townships, whatever it is that you call it. Wherever you stay, it does have an impact on your life, but at the same time, it also does not have an impact in your life. What do I mean by this? I simply mean that you can be staying in the suburbs, and with whichever family setting you from, doesn't dictate wherever you are, doesn't dictate how you're gonna live out your life. Sometimes it does, because you're going to be introduced to opportunities, but sometimes you also may not be introduced to opportunities. It doesn't mean just because you're staying in the suburbs, you automatically have good and great opportunities that someone who's staying in the township. There are many people staying in the township and they have many connections and they have opportunities as well. So that's why I'm saying that it doesn't dictate where you are. And I don't want to make this about township or suburb. I want to make this about family and just the stereotypes that comes around that. So with families, what do we have? As I mentioned, the different types of family settings we have. There are issues in each and every setting of the family. There are issues, there are problems that are there, and many of them, they include abuse, they include disrespect, they include abandonment, they include neglect, they include so many things. And many of the times, what happens? People, they want to brush the problems of the family underneath the carpet. If a child is being abused and probably there's a stepfather or stepmother that came into the family, they're getting abused, and yet the biological parent just overlooks that problem. Oh no, they'll change. Oh, you need to, succumb. They want the best for you as well, and they feel that abuse as well, and that is why they cannot come out of that situation to help the child, because they feel like they're abused, but at the same time they cannot speak about it. Do you understand? So sometimes we are faced with situations of, you look at a child or you look at a youth and you think that, oh, the mother doesn't care or the father doesn't care. Many of the times, I can tell you right now that many of the parents that seem don't care, seem like they don't give the time, they seem like they don't see what is happening. They see what's happening, and they don't only see what's happening. In fact, that is happening to the child has happened to them at some stage in their lives. They probably highly that they went through the same thing, and for them it is a norm now. It's no longer seen as abuse, it is a norm. So when the child now complains that this is happening, they just see it as something as, you need to get used to it. I went through this, so you can also go through this, and I survived. You can also survive. Unfortunately, that's the kind of mentality of many kids grow into, with parents like that, and there are parents who are like that. But we don't want to talk about these things, because why? It's a taboo. We cannot talk about such things because it's family. Family covers each other. Family don't speak about family secrets. That's not a family secret. We need to abolish that family secret thing, because that under that family secret, there are many things that are hidden under that are wrong, that are illegal, and they shouldn't be happening. But because of its family secret, you can't take the family's name down. Who came up with that? Anyway, what I want to say, and that I want you to pick up from this video, is that with each and every different setting, I'm growing up different to you. You are growing up different to me. So you need to understand that the way that you see life may not be the same as I see life. And in that way, the only thing that you can help me with is the fact that you can help me and educate me instead of you judging me. Oh, akana nhlonipho, akana's manners, doesn't have manners, doesn't know. You don't understand where this person is coming from. You don't understand that when they walk inside the door, they in that home, you must close the door and you put your shoes in front. You're not gonna walk inside. And then I come into your house and I'm just gonna open the door, not close it, and just walk in, and you're gonna shout at me. This is not how you do things, blah blah blah, and all of that. You need to educate me that, listen, this is how we do things, or this is how I grew up knowing how to do things. And the way that we see things, the way we perceive life, it's not going to be the same. A child that grew up with no parents or with one parent is not going to see life in the same way as one that grew up with both parents. Or a child-headed household is not going to grow up in the same way that the one who grew up with a single parent. I'm sorry, there's lots of noise because where I'm staying, it's like a mini main road, so there's many cars passing by. So yeah. So as I was saying, we're not going to see life in the same spec. We're not going to do that. And I think it's very important that as we are adults and we are growing, we need to understand and try to figure where this person is coming from, and don't judge their opinion. You don't judge how they see life. Try and understand what kind of an environment are they coming from. Now, I don't mean that, oh, you're gonna ask, if I say something and be like, oh, please, who did you grow up with? Did you have parents? No, not like that. But if you're a person that is close with this person, then you will get to know and understand what drives their thinking. Many people, they are very influenced. The decisions that we make today is very influenced by the life that we had, our upbringing, our background. Maybe you may not want to admit that and understand what it is that you're doing. You do understand, you think that you understand, oh, this is what I think I'm going to do independently because this is my decisions, this is what I want to do. But honestly speaking, the way that you are making decisions is actually based on how you grew up, based on how you saw life. So, and it doesn't mean just because that I'm coming from a single parent household, or I'm coming from a child-headed household, I am not gonna want to get married, or I don't see family as important. There are people who are coming from those certain those type of family background, and yet they want the big family, they want the normal nuclear family that we know of, and all of that. And then we also have people or kids that are coming from nuclear families with the mom, with the dad, and they just don't want to get married. They just don't want that for their lives. They just want to be by themselves, have people there and there, and this is the life that they want to have. So that is what I mean, that wherever you are coming from, it's not going to dictate how you want to see your life going up, but it does have an impact on how you make decisions. You get it? In your mind, you think that this is your own decision, and in your heart, you feel like, okay, this is what I want for my life, but in some way or another, it is impacted on the way you grew up, but it does not dictate how your life is going to end up like. That's my point. My point is that with all that I'm saying, that you are not dictated, you are impacted, and all of that, I want us to understand that we must stop with the stereotypes. We must stop with these stereotypes that the child is coming from a same-sex relationship or same-sex marriage is also gonna want to have same-sex, like it's gonna be generational, this thing. It doesn't work out like that. Not all the time. Trust me. We need to stop having those mentality. We need to be very open-minded in understanding that anything is possible. Yes, you are impacted on how you grew up. Many of the decisions that you make are because of how you grew up, but that doesn't mean that that life is going to dictate where you are going to be in your life. And I'm repeating myself because I want people to understand that it needs to sink, and I feel like people don't understand it. Our society doesn't understand that. And as well, we need to stop this thing of, if a person has been abused or they had been abused by their family members or whoever was close to them, and you ask the question, or you don't even ask the question, rather you tell them, when they are opening up to you and they're telling you what happened in their family, or what their mom did, or what their father did, or what their sister did, or what their cousin or friend did, and you say, I hope that you forgave them. That should not be the first thing you ask. And now I'm also giving you social work 101. You don't tell a person, I hope you forgave them. Yes, they abused you, but I hope you forgave them. You don't do that. Secondly, you also don't say that at the end of the day, they are your family member. At the end of the day, it's your mom. At the end of the day, it's your father. There's nothing, it's blood. No, guys. You don't say that. You never say that. Because what happens is, you're going to tell someone who's didn't tell you, they were not vocal that they are suicidal. For example, I'm making an example right now. And they were not vocal that they want to end their lives. And then they're just opening up to you, oh, this is what happened at home, and this is how I feel, and this is the decisions that I actually want to take. I want to move out, or I want to do this, I want to do that. And when you want to advise and say, ish, at the end of the day, it's your family. There's nothing you can do. It's blood. You need to forgive. You don't know after that word what that person is going to do. Because what you're doing right now, you are telling them in that situation they've got no way out. That is how they are receiving the message, is that there is no way out. So if there is no way out, this is the only way out that I actually have, is to just end my life. And that is why when you don't know what to say, it's very important, people, please, it's very important that you get to know the services that are available. You need to understand the social services that are available and that we have in South Africa, that are around your area as well, so that when your friend opens up to you, or when whoever opens up to you, you can be able to say, yes, I don't have the resources or in this situation, but I know a place. I know you can get hold of this place, that I know. It's very important. You need to be a resource of help, not a resource of bringing people down or being negative or telling them that at the end of the day, they are your family members. No, because that has made people to feel so hopeless, so helpless, in such a way that they feel like, really, and it shouldn't be like that. A person needs to open up about their lives. They need to open up about the abuse. They need to open up about what has happened to them. And the last thing they want to hear is that at the end of the day, it is your family. We need to kill that culture. At the end of the day, they are your family. You are not giving the person the opportunity to express their feelings and how they feel and what has been done to them. And that is why it drives people to depression, because a person feels like it's family. As I said in the previous videos, that thing of blood is thicker than water is a thing of the past. We are way past that right now. Way past that. We have people that are colleagues, that are friends, that will actually be there for you than your own blood. There's this one case, that one of the missing kids that we saw that was going around, and there was an update, and this doesn't want to come back home, and her friends doesn't want to reveal where she is. And that can only tell you one thing, and me as a professional, I can tell you that is only one thing. If this girl, the friends knew she was in danger, they were going to give up. But because of they know she's not in danger where she is, rather she's in danger at home. She doesn't want to go back home. Why? We need to ask ourselves the question, why doesn't she want to go back home? What is the reason at home that makes her to run away? Instead of judging and saying, oh, these kids, they don't want to listen, they are ungovernable. No. We need to understand and stop this thing of culture. No, it needs to stop. Black people, we don't, family secrets, it needs to stop. We need to identify what is happening in the family. We need to confront the things that happen in families instead of hiding the illegal things happening, the abuse, the depression that comes, the toxic family. We need to address those things, and we cannot just put them underneath the carpet and say we're gonna act like everything is all right. I'm not saying expose your family and put it out there that this and that. No, when I mean expose, I mean if you have to talk about it with your family members, sit down, have a talk, what's really happening. If you don't have a solution, seek professional help as a family. Don't just put things underneath the carpet, because bigger things come out from there are consequences that come from putting things underneath the carpet, and it just blows up in their faces. So I just really hope that this was really impactful for you. And if I was not so frank, because it's a huge subject, I can't talk about it in in YouTube videos, because it's huge. I mean, each and every subject that I've just spoken about is a topic on its own. But I just hope that this message of today really gets to you and it really makes you think, and I hopefully you got something from it. So please do stay tuned again for next week. We're gonna be I hope that you have a great week further. Bye bye.